you've been critical. You've had your bones to pick with President Trump. If you took his name out of it and looked solely at what has happened, the policies and the things that have changed around the world and in our country over the first 6 months, how do you rate his presidency so far?
I wouldn't give it a good rating,
Why not?
Simply because, the least of us are still being impacted the worst. Like when you look at something like, the big, beautiful bill, that's something that, I'm going to benefit from because of the tax bracket that I'm in. But, there's going to be so many people that's hurt by that bill. And, anything that, takes away Medicaid from people and is going to put people in a worse financial situation than, they were previously in, I'm not for. And, he ran on that. Like, he ran on, the economy. He ran on saying that, grocery prices were going to be down. And,
That has happened.
No.
Inflation is trending down. And by the way, Medicaid, we want to make sure that people who are not actual recipients or shouldn't be getting Medicaid are off of Medicaid so it can actually benefit more people. There is good stuff in that bill, though. You have the 2017 tax cuts that are made permanent, and that really is for everybody.
For who, though?
But that's for everyone. Everyone in this country is impacted by that. You also have things, by the way, like money going to school choice for parents all across this country. There is a lot of good that I think will come out of the big, beautiful bill. But what about things like...
Right now, people are hurting. And, he campaigned on immediate change, day one change.
And you don't think you've felt any change? People aren't feeling...
Doc here today for Monday, August 4th goes to President Donald J. Trump. Now, if you haven't heard, I was on Lara Trump's show, My View, on Fox this past weekend. Drop one of the clues bombs for Lara Trump. She's been a guest on Breakfast Club before, so I had no problem showing up to her program. I'm one of those silly rabbits who still believes in the First Amendment, okay, freedom of speech. Thankfully, Lara is a Trump who still believes in freedom of speech because her father-in-law, the 47th president of the United States of America, did not take too kindly to some things I had to say. Where is the lie? Trump's big, beautiful bill is going to make the rich richer and the poor poorer. Okay, the other issue I said on My View with Lara's Trump is I believe traditional conservatives are quietly staging a political coup to take their party back from MAGA. I explained this to y'all a couple of weeks ago. Traditional conservatives are going to take the Republican Party back. I think there's a political coup going on right now in the Republican Party that people aren't paying attention to. This Epstein thing is going to be a way for traditional conservatives to take their party back. It's a conspiracy theory I have. It just feels like traditional conservatives who lost the party to Trump could use this opportunity to get it back because the MAGA base wouldn't be upset at all if they impeached Trump and voted to remove him because he's in the Epstein files. Trump didn't like any of that, so he replied with a long on Truth Social.
The very wonderful and talented Lara Trump, whose show is a big rating success, put racist sleazebag Charlamagne the God. Why is he allowed to use the word God when describing himself? Can anyone imagine the uproar there would be if I used that nickname?
Go study your lessons.
He's a low IQ individual, has no idea what words are coming out of his mouth, and knows nothing about me or what I've done. Like just ending 5 wars, including a 31-year bloodbath between Republic of the Congo and Rwanda, where 7 million people have died and there was no end in sight. He did not know that. Or India and Pakistan, or wiping out Iran's nuclear capabilities, or closing the horrendous open border, or creating the greatest economy where prices and inflation have come way down, and where stupid and corrupt Joe Biden set the record for doing the worst job as president ever. But this dope Charlamagne would vote for Sleepy Joe or Kamala? ? Remember, 1 year ago, our country was dead, and now it's the hottest, and he capitalized hottest, country anywhere in the world, MAGA.
Now, the personal insults, I don't care. He called me a sleazebag. I looked up the definition of sleazebag. Says it's a disgusting or despicable person. Depending on who you ask, that may apply to me. Okay, I personally prefer friendly neighborhood a-hole. Now, let's get to your claims. He said, I don't know anything about him ending 5 wars. Mr. President, nobody knew that. Because it's not true. All right, there is zero evidence, nothing credible whatsoever that says President Trump played any role in ending the ongoing, keyword, ongoing conflict in the eastern DRC or in Rwanda, okay? America has not brokered any major peace deal between the DRC and Rwanda during Trump's second term. And wiping out Iran's nuclear capabilities, you did pull off a significant strike, but it didn't eliminate Iran's nuclear capabilities. Saying you wiped it out is an overstatement because according to reports, no enrichment facility was destroyed and Iran's nuclear threat is still very active, and some experts argue it's more dangerous now due to a lack of international oversight and the increased beef with Israel and the USA. Now, you also claim the borders were closed. Not closed, but you have tightened immigration policies and increased enforcement. You have definitely made the border harder to cross, but saying it's closed is false and ignores everyone coming over seeking legal asylum. By the way, I want border security. I just want you to keep your promise of deporting illegals and criminals. But since Homeland Security started to work to deport more people, okay, immigrants with legal status or no criminal history are being detained and deported too. That's not right. Okay, your family is always in fear.
Whose family you talking about?
Okay, all right, listen. My fellow Americans, listen. Listen, my fellow Americans, we are in a strange time right now. A time we have never seen because authoritarian strategy is being used against anyone who speaks out against this administration. But that, along with his reaction to what I said on Lara Trump, shows how authoritarians will attempt to bully people into pushing false narrative.
Yo, 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 it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and I had a links in the description for the clips at the beginning in full from Fox. Well, Charlamagne made an appearance on there with Donald Trump's daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, and that nigga Charlamagne does do this. He will pull up, have those conversations and debates. He done went to different shows. You remember he went up on The View with Whoopi Goldberg. He done went to, like, I think, CBS or ABC, other places to speak on these political things and give his stance on them, and where Donald Trump caught wind of it this time and went at Charlamagne. Really, this is a good spot for Charlamagne, just in the media space where the president of the country is going to hold back and forth with you, as y'all seen where Trump went up on Truth on him at, and then also the Breakfast Club when Charlamagne gave a longer response, and I let more than usual of that clip play so people can kind of get where both sides was coming from and reading it all, so I wouldn't have to come back and read it. But I want y'all to hear what Charlamagne had to say, and he said a lot more with it as well. But I want to say this, Donald Trump, that Charlamagne is not racist at all. He's not pushing any racism or anything of the sort. I don't always agree. I'm never finna come on here and be biased, even though I stand firm on what I've been saying. And that's the reason I did this video, to keep it all the way 1,000. You can get into the details, the policies, what he said he was gonna do and hasn't done in the first 6 months. Man, I go straight to the gusto for it, bro. I'd have been living on this earth plenty of times under whoever in office. Ain't none of them done nothing specifically for my people, and I haven't seen no drastic changes in nothing when it comes to what are we doing to help the American poor class or the American people that are struggling. You know how you get out of struggling? What you do is you have to find your loophole, you have to work hard, you got to find them relationships, you got to make things shake. The government is not putting nothing in place. So when I hear that, well, this hurts the poor, this hurts the rich, fam, the inflation that just happened under Donald Trump, under Joe Biden watch, is the highest that I've seen it. We had the recession back when Obama was in office, but this is the highest level I've seen these type of prices since I've been an adult. Now, I wasn't always an adult when everybody and different candidates was in office, but Trump had been in office before, bro. What drastically changed? Just keeping it all the way 100. Now, I don't know about the 5 wars stuff and any of that. I just go straight to the overall scheme of things and the overall conversation and what people are alluding to when they get to talking about this type of stuff. Whether you agree with Trump or not, bro, we not finna go back into some, we finna be enslaved again. He's finna act like he's the king and he's running the country and he's finna kick us out the country, or people that are not illegals getting kicked out the country. Man, knock all that hogwash off, my nigga. We keeping it all the way 1,000 over here, bro. Now, you can agree or disagree with it. He's not kicking out American citizens, my nigga. Knock that off. You can't sit up here and say, well, he didn't do anything, but then say he made progress towards the border patrol when the Democrats were pushing sanctuary states. This is a sanctuary state. You can't say this and then go back to the other side and say, well, hey, he's making, we need to have the border closed. But the Democrats are saying we got sanctuary states. We got sanctuary states that is crippling our country financially and messing up the job market. It just is what it is, bro. I've never voted for Trump. I'm not a Republican, but I'm going to call it down the middle. Vote for who you want to vote for. Charlamagne did what he's supposed to do by going back at Trump with this. Who wouldn't take this type of alley-oop? That makes sense. And I do agree at times when Charlamagne speaks the truth, but at certain times he'll come with a little biased take. Even the stuff about them trying to dethrone Trump and the Republican Party with the Epstein files or whatever like that. Of course, we don't co-sign none of that type of behavior at all either. That's a given. But that's a conspiracy theory on the internet. Could it be true? Who knows? But to come on here and say, oh, I agree with the conspiracy theory, that could be a thing. We're not going to deny it. It's a possibility. But, bro, let's keep it all the way 100 here, bro. The Democratic Party ain't doing nothing for us. Joe Biden ain't doing nothing for us. If you feel like Trump ain't doing nothing for us either, oh well. But you're not going to sit up here and go at this dude and act like he's the reason our country is going through what we going through. Democrats that been in office, ain't nothing changed for the everyday person. The rich have always been rich and the poor have always been poor. For people to go from poor to rich, they got to find their way out. Not no president for to come in and put nothing in place. It just is what it is. So to put that on Trump with this and the inflation, bro, we know this stuff is going to take time. You can't come in here in one day, in 2 months, and think you're finna change something that's been going on for years. Us getting out of full inflation and the bad economy, this is going to take more time than 4 years. So I'm not finna get over here and push this logic and nonsense against my people. Y'all cannot like Trump at all. I'm not telling you who to like, who not to like. I'm telling y'all the truth of the reality is we've had both sides in office. What has changed specifically for you? Now, Trump stands for the conservative standards in America, and I do align with that with Trump. The conservatism, a lot of this sexuality stuff being pushed, when he talk against that, I'm with that at all costs. Now all that other stuff, man, I'm not even, we could go through it. I've covered that on the channel, but that ain't why I came to speak on this at all. Just keeping it all the way 100. We calling the facts. Joe Biden didn't do nothing to turn us up. Joe Biden didn't do nothing to help us and make the poor rich. So don't throw this off right now to make it seem like the Democrats were the better option with this situation, because they was not. Just keeping it all the way 100. But tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all that. 1,000 for shit show. Stay on your pivot.